You may be seated. Good afternoon and welcome. We're excited to be here and celebrate with our students as they complete this milestone. I'm Dr. Canton Reynolds. I'm the Director of Undergraduate Programs in the Edward P. Fitts Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering, and I will be serving as the Master of Ceremonies for today's commencement. I'm honored to be part of such a special moment for these students. This is also a special day for me and the rest of the faculty as we get to watch our fall graduates cross the stage and begin the next phase of their lives. It is exciting and rewarding to see each of them fulfill their dreams. When we started out together this semester in senior design, I told our undergraduate students that if all we've done at the end of the semester is to help you synthesize everything you've learned in the department to this point, then we've failed you. Hopefully we provided a learning environment where you've grown as students and scholars and now move on as graduates and professionals. We are live streaming this today from upstairs, and you'll be able to review it later. We're fortunate to be here today at the Brooks Avenue Church of Christ. We hope that you will agree this is a beautiful place that makes the day even more special. The department staff, our ISE ambassadors, and volunteers hope that this ceremony is memorable. So please ensure that we give each graduate time to be honored. Also, we'd like to consider those who use the church after us. Keep track of your belongings, and if you have any trash, please deposit it in the waste cans. So, a little about how today will play out. Dr. Julie Swan, our department head, who's seated immediately in front of me, will have some opening remarks, introduce the faculty and staff of the department, and the guest speaker, who will be one of our own faculty members, Dr. Binil Starly, the 2018 C.A. Anderson Outstanding Faculty Award winner. Then it will be on to the recognition of our newest graduates at both the graduate and undergraduate levels. Our students have asked that we keep it brief so they can spend more time with their families, so we will limit our recognition to students who were not otherwise saluted for their achievements at some point during the year. Some of their other notable endeavors will be visible on the projection system behind me. You're welcome to come down the aisle to your left, my right, and take as many pictures as you'd like. There will also be opportunities for pictures afterwards, and we will pace it for you and your family, so please take your time. Please just make sure that our department photographer has space to operate. At the conclusion of the ceremony, we will adjourn to the fellowship hall to the left, and where you can find the sanctuary, to the left of the sanctuary, where we'll have cake and refreshments for everyone. We'll also have space for you to take pictures in front of the department banner, which is behind me, as well as with faculty members. We will conclude the reception promptly at 4:45. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Distinguished Professor and Department Head, Dr. Julie Swan.
Thank you, Dr. Reynolds. On behalf of the Edward P. Fitts Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering at North Carolina State University, I welcome each of you to our Fall 2018 graduation ceremony. It's a wonderful day where all of our graduates and their families are justifiably proud. The faculty and staff of ISE share in your pride. We are one of the oldest and largest academic departments of industrial and systems engineering in the United States, celebrating over 80 years of excellence with the first 2 bachelor's degrees in industrial engineering awarded in 1933. With continuous accreditation since the beginning of such accreditation in 1948. Now let me ask you, how many people know what industrial and systems engineering is? Okay, graduates, about half of you passed that test. For those who don't know, this is the engineering of systems, applying science, mathematics, and engineering to complex systems. It can be systems of people, manufacturing, transportation, healthcare, and many, many other fields. So your graduates today may be entering one field, but they may also go on to have impact in other fields tomorrow. It's such an exciting field where they can go on to learn and do different things tomorrow. Our graduate program was also established in 1948, and the first master's degree was awarded in 1950. A doctoral program was established in 1967, and the first doctoral degree was awarded in 1969 under the supervision of Professor Salah El-Maghrabi. This brings me to the introduction of our faculty and staff, many of whom have influenced your graduates. I ask you to hold your applause until all of them have been introduced. Now I would like to introduce my faculty, or the ISE's faculty rather, and I will ask each of them to stand as I introduce them by name. Dick Bernhard, Ola Harrison, Tom Hodgson, Julie Ivey, Mike Kay, Russell King, Maria Mayorga, Brandon McConnell, Osman Ozeltine, Canton Reynolds, Rohan Shearwaker, Binil Starly, Rick Wisk. Are there other faculty that I did not see this morning or this afternoon? Please join with me in welcoming our faculty today. I'd also like to introduce you to our ISE staff, without whom so many things would not get done. This graduation ceremony is just one of many, many things. So again, as I say your name, I would like to invite you to stand. The staff with us today: Debbie Allgood, Wendy Blue, Christina Pucci, Amy Rocha, Danita Taylor, Justin Lancaster, in charge of the live streaming. Robert Lassen is out today. Dan Leonard, Linda Smith with the OR program, Karen Welton, Natalia Vinchosevich. Any other staff that I missed today? Please join with me in thanking staff. And I don't think that they are here today, but we also have affiliates with the CAMEL Program, Center for Additive Manufacturing and Logistics, and the Ergonomics Center at NC State. Next, I would like to mention a few noteworthy events of the past year, as well as some of the professional achievements of our faculty and students, including some of the graduates. Let me tell you a little bit about industrial and systems engineering here at NC State. Undergraduate enrollment has more than doubled since 2007, growing at over 2 times the national rate. Over the last 3 years, we are one of the fastest growing departments in the college, and we now have over 300 undergraduate students. Some projections have us growing at over 25% over the next 5 years. And just imagine what that is going to do to our graduation ceremonies, just one example. Likewise, the graduate program has grown at almost 4 times the national average in ISE. We now have more than 200 graduate students, including those we supervise in the Operations Research Program and the Integrated Manufacturing Systems programs. Our research expenditures have also grown over 70% during this time. Our faculty and students are on the cutting edge of their research areas, one traditional to IE like production and logistics, but we are also leading IE programs into many new areas, including healthcare, 3D printing, nanotechnology, virtual reality environments, among others. This fall, we were also joined by faculty working in data science, an increasingly important area for all industries. Our faculty are national and international leaders in many areas, the thought leaders that will help create economic development in the city, state, and more. Our laboratories are among the finest in the nation and have continually been enhanced, so your ETF funds have been well invested on your behalf. Due to the passages of the state of North Carolina's bond referendum and assistance from alumni, ISE is excited to be moving into a new building on Centennial Campus in the summer of 2020. Don't worry, graduates, you can come back and see us, and we'll invite you. It will be built as the first public-private partnership at NC State. We're tremendously excited about the building that was formerly known as EB Oval, but now will be known as the Fitz Woolard Hall, named after 2 ISE graduates. and their extraordinary contributions. It will be right next to the Hunt Library, and many of you may have seen the extraordinary building of the Hunt Library, and I think our new Fitzwillard Hall will be quite comparable, so we encourage all of you to come back. You can even view the building of the ongoing construction through live cams linked on our website. Now let me turn to our undergraduate students. When I was in school, I thought it was hard enough balancing the demands for different classes and professors. It's even more difficult for our athletes and our other scholars, and we have many students participating in athletics and other types of extracurricular activities. We had 2 ISE teams who were final in the top 7% in the Semio International competition. Those are juniors. Our top senior design team, winning the competition at the Engineering Design Day, was doing work for the Veterans Administration Clinic, and that included Will Dooley, Michelle McClario, Jianan Tong, and those are graduating students, I believe. Way to go, guys. AJ Cole, the third, will be playing his final college football game in the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl on December 31st against Texas A&M. So AJ is one of ISE's that we're very proud of. So for those of you who like football, watch him. That might be a few of you. Watch him. Faculty and affiliates, I wanted to point out that ISE faculty are leading 2 of the National Science Foundation's planning grants for engineering research centers. ISE faculty member Ola Harrison was selected as a fellow of the Institute for Industrial and Systems Engineering this year, and Maria Mayorga graduated from Bridges, a professional development program for women in higher education. As you can see, we have an outstanding group of students, staff, and faculty, and there are many more accomplishments that I could tell you about. But I also want to tell you that this would not be possible without your support. You, the students, have contributed across the board in initiatives like these and many others. You, the parents and family, have supported your loved ones. You might have done their laundry or given them dinner. You may have paid their tuition or their fees. This helps enable the computers that they use, the materials for manufacturing labs, and the graduate students that support the teaching. But we also thank others. Our donors and sponsor had also helped lay the foundation for the engineering leaders of tomorrow through scholarships, contributing to senior design, and preparing the new building for us. In truth, we cannot do it without any of you. I've told you a little bit about the past and the status quo at NC State, but let me also remark on the future. The department is developing initiatives in data science to meet the growing demand from industry. Now, graduates, you're not going to be left out either, as we're also thinking about professional education opportunities, and online courses will be available, so we're expecting you to come back. We've also focused on increasing student participation in study abroad, like programs that Dr. Reynolds has led and others, which can open new horizons in a participant's life. And we are engaging with alumni, participating in new programs like the Mentoring Lunch Program and resume review that were initiated this past year. So students and graduates, there may be some of you who would like to forget about us for a little while, but we hope that it won't be long, because we're going to ask you to give back. And I'm not talking just about money, I'm asking for your time and your talent, and asking you to give back to those behind you and contribute in ways that others have contributed, perhaps to you, but also in ways that you would have liked to see those kinds of contributions. So in time, you will see that we're not just an institution or a department, but we truly are a pack, greater than we would be on our own, greater for your involvement and engagement with us. Finally, it's my great pleasure to introduce to you our graduation speaker. This year's speaker is the winner of the C.A. Anderson's Faculty Award. Now, this award is chosen by the class of seniors by votes, and so that's by critical acclaim. Dr. Binil Starly joined NC State in August 2013 as a Chancellor's Faculty Excellence Program cluster hire in regenerative medicine. He also directs the Data-Intensive Manufacturing Laboratory, which includes new areas such as cyber manufacturing. His work is supported by the National Science Foundation, including a Career Award, and the Department of Defense. He formerly was with Oklahoma State, excuse me, And he has previously been awarded the 2011 Society of Manufacturing Engineering Young Manufacturing Engineer Award. He teaches both undergraduate and graduate courses, and I can assure you that it's his teaching and mentoring of students that led him to students choosing him for this award. On a personal note, he just welcomed his second child into his family, and concurrently with all of this, he is also planning one of those very large National Science Foundation engineering research centers. So he doesn't have very much to do, yet he still agreed to put together some of his thoughts for our graduates today. So please, it's truly my pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Binil Starly, so please join me in welcoming him.
Thank you, Dr. Swan. Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon, proud parents and the family friends of the graduates, my faculty colleagues, the ISE staff here, and most of all, the class of 2018 graduates. It's a truly honor to be here today, this afternoon, and I thank you very much for those students who have selected me. Some of you may be here, and perhaps the previous graduates who have kind of selected me for this award, and it truly is an honor. Congratulations to all of the 2018 graduates. I also want a special congratulations to those of you who are the first in your families to graduate with a bachelor's degree or with a master's degree or with a doctoral degree. And it's truly a remarkable achievement because set the stage up for those who would follow you within your own families to be pursuing own degrees. Truth be told, I have never left school since my parents dropped me off to kindergarten when I was 4 years old. I grew up through elementary, middle, high school, and went to college, got my graduate degree, was a faculty at University of Oklahoma, and now faculty here at NC State. Since 4 years old, I have never left school. Surely no one can love school that much, right? I sure didn't plan on teaching. Right? And being in an environment full of classes and assignments and grades, and it's something that somehow you fall into place eventually. So when I was at your age, when I was about to graduate with my bachelor's degree, I thought I would be this cool engineer who's going to design brand new products. For some of you who may be knowing, for my love for hovercrafts and flying cars, I thought that's what I would be doing immediately going out of college. But here I am as a faculty in front of you. I'm a researcher, I'm a teacher, sort of trying to be an entrepreneur myself. And I'm often asked by my friends in college, what inspired me to be a teacher? And before I answer the question, I thought I'll share a story. It's more of a parable. Some of you may have heard of this. And I thought it would be appropriate in this context that we have here today. So once upon a time, there were two neighbors living next to each other. One was a retired teacher, and the other one was an insurance agent. Coming springtime, both of these gentlemen, they decided to plant trees in their gardens. The teacher was, just gave enough nutrients, enough water to these plants, while the insurance agent, on the other hand, would give everything possible for their plants in his garden. Gave it food, gave it nutrients, water, sunlight, picked up all the weeds. And over time, when you look at the trees or the plants grown by the teacher, you would see they're simple, but they still look good. If you looked at the trees grown by the insurance agent, beautiful, flush with leaves and flush with flowers and trees. So once a night, there was a storm, a huge lots of rain and lots of wind. As soon as the storm passed, both of the gentlemen, both of the neighbors, came outside to inspect their garden, and the trees laid down by the insurance agent was gone. Everything was uprooted. All of the flowers, the leaves were all gone, and the trees were completely uprooted from the ground. But on the teacher, the other hand, was the plant was still there. There were some leaves, some broken branches, but the tree was still on the ground. The roots were still held steady. So perplexed, the insurance agent went and asked the teacher, what's happening here? We certainly brought the same plant. We grew it at the same time. I obviously took care of my plants a lot more than you have. I gave it water, food, as much as I could, but yet you haven't done as much as I have. So the teacher smiled and answered, "It's true that you have given a lot of attention to your plants, but you never let your plants to search for themselves, or search for their roots, or search for the food and nutrients by themselves. While I had only provided adequate amounts of food and water for the plants, I let them search for more of these roots for themselves. So the roots go deeper, the roots go stronger, and hence they were more resilient. And when they were resilient, when challenges came through, they actually were able to withstand some of the challenges that come across." So I'm sure you can see the analogy that I'm trying to relate in here. As across the 4 to 5 years, my faculty colleagues and I have tried to instill a sense of discipline, a sense of perseverance, so that you may be able to persevere across the challenges that come across your life. And I'm hoping that you would grow and seek a career path for yourself. At times you may have felt that your homework exercises may be too much. It's just impossible to be able to meet those deadlines, or there's just not enough information about this question at all. And yet you're here, right? You've completed. Yet all of you made it through, and here you're proud of your accomplishments. I'm sure some of you are excited about your future, perhaps even nervous. But no matter what that feeling is, you should be proud of the journey in which you've set for yourself. And use this as an achievement, as a foundation upon which you can grow and build upon and sort of get more achievements in life. Now, going back to the question as to why I was fundamentally I'm a teacher, it is truly the impact that I can have on your lives in the younger generation. So it is whether through the courses that I teach, or the research projects that I involve my students with, or the random conversation that I have with the students as they walk by my office or on campus. You can truly see an impact of what we do with the younger generation. While I might have not designed that super cool hovercraft or a flying car, I can truly say that the impact that we have on our students, and I can sure my colleagues can also say and relate to the same. So today is a day of reflection for amongst many of you, to the parents and to grandparents who have nurtured you to grow, to be where you are, to the friends and family who have provided encouragement to you as in your moments of happiness and despair. And today marks a point in your life where you actually get to see that the opportunities are available, a world full of accomplishments. You're probably going to see a lot of challenges, maybe even experience a lot of the prejudices you may not have experienced in college life, but hopefully that we have set the foundation for which you will be able to achieve success at some form or the other. So during this point of this transition of your life, I thought I'd share 5 points that I thought would be related, 5 thoughts that I personally am trying to achieve myself. So one, have a personal brand, right? So when someone asks you this question, list 5 things that describe yourself, that describe who you truly are. Now, many of you, right off the bat, you can say, I am fierce, or I am independent, or I am intelligent. But look upon yourself and to decide who you truly are at this moment in life, right? So those 5 qualities that you use to describe yourself really define your own personal brand. It is, I would call, what is known as the 5 I ams. I am something. And it's really up to you to find out what that 5 I am is all about. Now, answering this question is not for others to know. It's not because someone asked you this question, but it's really to truly know who you are as a person. Because if you do not know who you truly are, you will not be able to achieve that impact that you hope to see in life. So, and whether you are going to face challenges along life's paths, once you know who you are, you'll be able to pick that up. So if you face challenges, you're perseverant, that helps you to overcome those challenges and move forward in life. Now, some of these 5 qualities will certainly change over time. All of us change over time. Our personalities change over time. We are influenced by our neighbors, or by our friends, by our family that is around with us, and therefore, naturally, these 5 qualities will never remain the same as you go over in time. And as you go over in time, what I would urge you to do is to introspect and sort of reflect upon who you are again in let's say 5 or 10 years from today, trying to reflect what those 5 qualities again are, because as you reflect and as you continuously improve, you know who you truly are, and you can sort of look back upon yourself as to define what your personal brand is. Now, second, what I would urge you probably for everyone, is to not seek happiness, right? In fact, research has shown that the key to be happy is to not seek happiness at all, okay? There is a famous American poet and an essayist by the name of Henry David Thoreau, and he said happiness is like a butterfly. You know, the more you try to seek the happiness, or the butterfly in this sense, it's going to elude you. But the moment you start focusing on other things, it's probably going to sit very softly on your shoulder, right? And so, you know, a friend of mine in college, one of my previous college friends had asked me, you know, are you happy? You know, every one of our life, you know, in your 30s, 40s, and 50s, they ask this question, are you happy? And I didn't, you know, spontaneously, I said, yeah, I'm happy. But then I thought back to myself, am I truly happy? And after a while, I thought to myself, you know, it's not something that I'm really seeking to be happy, and it's something that actually may come as part of your life. And so if you want happiness, you know, try not to overestimate the impact of things that you know will make you happy. For example, you know, your love to get that car that you really wanted, or you win over the love of your life, or be able to get that job promotion that you have always wanted. Those things are always instances of intense happiness that you're certainly going to get. But do not overestimate the simple happiness that you have in life, because that's more frequent than what you have these intense forms of happiness, right? And so do not overestimate it, because as creatures, as humans, we are incredibly adaptable, that no matter what circumstance we are in, we can always find that sense of happiness within that particular environment. Now, while you may not get that promotion or that car that you've always dreamt of, do not let those life circumstances define how those moments make you happy. Now, while you may not be seeking happiness, everyone probably does want to be happy, but rarely does anyone find happiness by being by themselves, right? So, in fact, while happiness is an individual state, it's something that you experience, it's surprisingly you are happy when you make others around yourself happy, right? So be it your love, or be it your spouse, or your kids, or your pets, or your work colleagues, you know, you work towards trying to make them happy, and in that process, you make yourself happy. And lastly, to be also happy, you know, I would urge you again, as I reflect back, it's not those simple instances where you give intense moments of life, it's the frequency of those happy moments. So whatever circumstance you're in, be it challenges that you have experienced, and be it related back to the 5 I Ams, or the 5 qualities that define you, that try to find more frequent moments of happiness and that hopefully will help you find yourself to be happy. Now, third, leave a positive legacy for yourself, be it your job, be it the activities that you do in your society, your community, or your new family, because when it is time to leave this life, most of you will be remembered for the work that you have done and the impact that you have had on others' lives, right? And when you look at others' lives, the easiest way to sort of have them remember you is to respect that you earn their respect, right? And perhaps an even easier way is to respect those who do not have the power as much as you do. Right? And once you build that, you've built hopefully a legacy that you have added value to people's lives. Fourth, never chase anything for money's sake. Everyone does need money. Money is important. But never chase anything because you do want money, and that's all that matters. Because if you do, because you will be so busy working so hard to bring home that money, that you will forget what your passion is, right? So you need to find a way to build something. You may be working on the biggest problems, or you're trying to start a company that hopefully you're trying to build a billion-dollar company. But nothing matters if you truly are not happy with what you're trying to do. So be passionate. Try to form new friendships in whatever activities you do, that you find yourself doing things that you love and that you love to do each day of your life. 5, invest in yourself, okay? Invest in yourself. You can invest. One way to invest in yourself is to continuously be a self-learner. Now, I know you can read a book, or you can take extra courses, and then you can probably gain more knowledge of the work skills that are available today. But I'm talking more about self-learning in terms of the experience that you have. Go and seek experience that you've never had. Maybe go learn a new language, or go and experience new cultures, or maybe even cook new cuisines that you've never experienced, because in that process of trying to experience new experiences, You can either be happy, you can either be sad, but those experiences help you define who you are, and possibly you learn about yourself more than any way possible. So the second way to invest in yourself is to be a teacher. Now, I didn't mean that you can, that you need to be a professor in a college. You can still be a teacher in your family, in your school, in your church, in your temple, wherever it may be, you can be a teacher, because I can tell you, if you're a teacher, you get to learn certain things, and you get to, more importantly, you get to share that knowledge with others. And hopefully that inspires you, and that helps you, inspires who you are as a person as you build over time. So in those 5 things, what I've said is, try to find your personal brand. Try not to seek happiness, but rather try to bring happy moments in no matter what you have. Build a legacy for yourself. Try not to seek money solely for the sake of money, but build a passion for what you're trying to do, and certainly continuously to invest in yourself. And so in this age of rapid technology innovation, you're among the best engineers in the world. So I'd urge you to take on society's biggest challenges, whether it be social inequality, whether it be violence or terrorism, is that you solve those problems and challenges, and that you may have the courage to sort of take those opportunities and actually make an impact in life, and that you actually make impactful to yourself and to those around you. So thank you, congratulations, and good luck, class of 2018.
All right, my name is Michael Kay, and I'll be presenting the graduate degrees. So if our graduate students can please come to the front. I'll be presenting a total of 5 different graduate degrees, 3 from industrial engineering and 2 from the operations research graduate program. Okay. Our first graduate is Katie Bassinger, and she is currently a professor at the University of Florida in Gainesville. Our next graduate, also receiving the Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering, is Pedro Hubner, currently a professor at University of Oklahoma. Our next graduate receiving the Doctor of Philosophy in Industrial Engineering is Caroline Webster. Our next graduate students will be receiving the Master of Science degree in Industrial Engineering. And our first graduate is Christopher Kelly. Our next graduate is Jamantha Pirawa. Next graduate is Yima Hao. Next graduate is Peiyu Ho. Next graduate is Carlos Leca. Neha Mahadas. Next graduate is Pranav Palad. Our next graduate is Valeria Soto Marquez. Our next graduate is Rishab Sundar Sharan. No picture? Yes. Oh, we did, great, okay. Our next graduate is Xiao Zhang Zhang. Okay, our next graduate is receiving the Doctor of Philosophy degree in Operations Research, Maria Jansen. And our last graduate student is receiving the Master's of Operations Research degree, Swapnil Pale.
Thank you, Dr. K. Next, we'll be having our Bachelor of Science graduates be recognized. Trevor Bryant. Rodrigo Cabrera. Brian Chin. AJ Cole III. Adam Dorr. Will Dooley. Shadia Shatana Sabina Garrison. Matthew Hutmaker. Roland Jenkins. Our next student is one of the inaugural ISE ambassadors and completed the University Scholars Program, Curtis Conrad. Samantha Labertu. Tanya Lagunas. Yep. Malon Matthews. Mallory Meisner. Michelle Neclaria. Our next student also successfully completed the University Scholars Program, Rachel Nagley. Spain Niemer. Jessica Knowlton. Luke Oliver. Our next student also successfully completed the University Scholars Program, Michaela Lynn Slomsky. Jianeng Tang. And last but certainly not least, Matthew White. So, before we have one last applause for our graduates, I think that they would love to recognize their families and friends and others who've supported them while they've been at NC State. So we would like for you to stand so that we can honor you for supporting our graduates. Thank you. So that concludes the program, but what I'd like to do now is have our graduates rise. So, class of 2018, we hope you enjoy some time in the auditorium and in the fellowship hall, which is 2 doors down to the left, and you'll get there. We invite you to take pictures here or in the fellowship hall, stick around, meet with the faculty, and thank you for your friends and family coming to support you today. Safe travels to all of you as you return to your homes for this holiday season. And finally, we wish you the best as you move forward. Please do not hesitate to reach out and keep in contact as your careers grow and you conquer new challenges. Congratulations. All right, thank you. We're done.